Can I just read something from here? So, you know, you sort of get the review from the publishers on the inside cover, and it says, it's his most compelling and thought-provoking novel yet. What did you make of it?
Compelling, no. Thought-provoking, no. But it's, you see, you've got to put it in the context of his absolutely blockbuster, the greatest book ever written in the history of the world, and bestseller and all that. This is in that sort of style.
Right.
And it's exactly the same weaknesses, and his weaknesses are that he doesn't write very well, that his characters are very shallow, and that his plots are usually incomprehensible and unbelievable. Now, you take those three and you say, well, it must be terrible. Except it's not, because you want to turn the page. And what he's got is that I don't know how it comes, some people have it and some people don't, that he's a storyteller. And however much you don't understand about the book, and God knows there's a lot not to understand, a lot to criticize, it sort of works on the same basis as his Da Vinci Code worked.
So I've read, I knew I would be talking to you. I knew the book was coming out, so, you know, I'd sort of read around to see some of the reviews that are already out there and some of the big, certainly the British press at the moment. And the one takeaway I got was, you know, a lot of the critics are quite cold about this book. But, I mean, in effect, are you saying, come on, at the end of the day, his books sell, and that's good.
Well,
for
exactly.
publishing, it's good for books.
His books sell, yeah. Also, I've got the feeling that he tried to be a little bit more intellectual in this book than he was in the Da Vinci Code. The Da Vinci Code, as you remember, I'm sure, if you read it, was all about religion. And it was all about evidence that pointed to the marriage between Jesus Christ and Mary Magdalene. And it got huge numbers of tourists going around the world to those churches mentioned in the book and who were trying to follow these clues. Now, it was all, of course, nonsense, but it was gripping nonsense, because at the end of it was something which everybody knew about. This one is more difficult. Not many people have read Dante's Inferno. Not many people, perhaps readers, know very much about Dante himself. Yet all the clues, all the indications, all the references are really to medieval scripts and art and sculptures and churches and everything. So it's quite difficult to take in, because he's done his research, but he gives too much of it to the reader. The reader doesn't want quite as much detail as he gives it.
So very quickly, because I'm told I've got no time, very, very quickly, would that appeal to the people who've read the Da Vinci Code or not? It
would appeal to them, but they would find it slightly more difficult going than Da Vinci Code.
Okay,
and to people who didn't like Da Vinci Code or who didn't read it, perhaps don't bother.